Late Friday, Donald Trump and his legal team filed a notice to Judge Tanya Chutkan telling her that the former president of the United States is actually perfectly cool with televising his entire trial over his attempts to overturn the 2020 election results. Now, this filing was in response to Judge Tanya Chutkan, who just a week prior had effectively put Donald Trump in a box with a motion that she made. In her motion, Judge Tanya Chutkan gave Donald Trump the option, basically telling him, you need to file a motion with this court telling us why or why not your trial should or should not be televised. So if you don't want it televised, you have to tell me specifically, explicitly, why you don't want it televised. And if you do, you got to tell me why there too. She was, I think, kind of hoping that Donald Trump would chicken out because he said in the past he wanted it televised, but she thought maybe, I think she thought, putting him up against the wall would make him say, no, let's not do it. Now, the reason she even did that, because federal trials, of course, are not televised, but media outlets had banded together and requested that this one be televised. She entertained it, gave the option to Trump. His lawyers filed the motion and said, yep, we're good with it. So that's that, right? The whole trial should now be on TV. We get to see it. We get to watch it. We get to see every single thing play out in front of us. Not exactly. Because unfortunately, even though the judge seems to be okay with it, the defendant seems to be okay with it, the press obviously is okay with it, Jack Smith is not. Special Prosecutor Jack Smith has told the court that he absolutely under no circumstances wants this trial televised. Part of the reason, he says, is, hey, there's the rule, federal trials are not televised, which, okay, that's why she actually did the motion, though. And then he says it could intimidate potential witnesses to not testify or to change their testimony. And that's true. I mean, that actually is a very real concern. It's one thing if these individuals are testifying, behind closed doors. Granted, the media would pick up on it because they'd still be allowed in the trial. They'd just have to report on it afterwards. So whatever these people tell would still become public knowledge, and the MAGA freaks would still want to go after these individuals. So the threat of these people, testifying and drawing the ire of MAGA doesn't actually change. So I will say I don't buy into his argument. I don't think it's going to intimidate anybody into either changing their testimony or request to not give testimony, because it's all going to come out in the end anyway. So why not put the whole thing on TV? I am 100% in favor of that. I think that is what needs to happen. I think given the scope of this case, the impact, the historical significance of it, it has to be televised 100%. And, whatever issues arise from that, we will address when they arise. But let's not go ahead and start creating problems where they do not currently exist. This trial is too important for the public to not have access to see every single thing that is happening. Ring of Fire has fresh content 7 days a week, so if you want to be reminded about it, don't forget to subscribe to the channel, hit the little bell to be notified every time a new video goes up.